Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives. Not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
2237 and order your free copy. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Good morning, greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 28 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition, or prescription drugs, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we welcome your phone calls on The Bright Side, 844-236-6010, 844-236-6010. Let us help you change your life today. Let us help you change the lives of friends, loved ones, workmates, family members today as well by getting on a good nutritional supplement program. 844-236-6010 is our number if you have a success story you'd like to share, or if you just want to contribute to the conversation. 844-236-6010 is our number. We've got lines open now, and we are first come, first serve, so try to call in early. We'll get your calls in our second segment, 844-236-6010. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised in the program or recommended on the program, you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. You can tell them you want to join the Brightside Ben team for a one-time $10 fee. You can start a business, make some money selling longevity products, help spread the word about how important a good nutritional supplement program can be, and of course get your products at the wholesale price and enjoy all the tax benefits associated with having your own business. That's the Brightside Ben phone team. Give them a call. They can tell you all about it for a one-time $10 fee. You can join the Brightside Ben team and join my team and help spread the word about how important a good nutritional supplement program can be. You can also head over to brightsideben.com or pharmacistben.com or my new blog that I'm doing with George Norrie, criticalhealthnews.com. You can order products right off the website or sign up right off the websites as well. Okay, welcome back to The Bright Side. We're talking skin health as opposed to skin care. Skin care addresses the superficial surface nature of the skin. Skin care is hundreds, if not thousands of years old. It's based on a time when we did not understand what the skin really is, as opposed to skin health, which addresses the tissue and ultimately the organ called the skin. Because of the way the skin appears, we tend to ignore the fact that, like the heart or the spleen or the lungs or the liver or the pancreas, the skin is an organ. It's made up of something called tissue, which tissue itself is nothing more than just cells and stuff. Cells and stuff. I call it raisin bread. The body is made up of cells and stuff. All the organs of the body are likewise made up of cells and stuff. There's 78 organs in a human body. Each organ is a collection of billions of cells that group together to perform one particular function. And one of these 78 organs, in fact, the largest in terms of its size and weight, is called the skin. If we're going to have healthy, beautiful, youthful, attractive skin throughout our lives, even as we age, we have to change our perspective on the organ called the skin. We got to zoom in with our Superman X-ray vision and zoom into the skin and see what it really is. We've got to take into account the dynamic organ-like nature of the skin. You wouldn't rub a cream on your liver to make it better. You wouldn't rub a cream on your eyes to make it better. You wouldn't rub a cream on your heart to make it better. Why should you think that we rub a cream on our skin and it's better, it's healthier? To address skin diseases, psoriasis, eczema, and acne, as we've been talking, or to keep skin healthy and youthful, we got to utilize the same nutritional strategies we do for the rest of the body, the same nutritional and digestive strategies that we employ to take care of any other system of the body. We got to use it for the skin as well. But with the skin, which is located externally, unlike all the other body tissues and organs, these nutritional strategies that we use for the internal part of the body can be leveraged in a topical sense, in a fashion that we can't take advantage of with the internal organs of the body. The skin's on the outside, so we can address our skin health needs in a way that we can't address the health needs of our other systems of the body because we have access to it. We don't have access to the inside of the body, but we have access to the skin. So if we know what we're doing, we have an opportunity to take care of the skin in a way that we cannot take care of any other organ of the body. But we got to understand what the skin is. You can't just smear something on and hope for the best. This is basically what skincare is. Smear it on, hope for the best. If we're going to really access the organ-like nature and really leverage nutritional strategies for the skin, we got to understand what it's composed of. The body in general is cells and stuff, cells and their secretions. I call it stuff, but it's basically the secretions of cells. That's all the body is. Cells and the secretions that those cells make. And the secretions, by the way, are protein, fat, and sugar. And that's all the body is. It's protein, fat, and sugar, and then cells, and then the cells that are secreting those protein, fat, and sugar, and then there's minerals that kind of anchor the whole thing together. That's it. Protein, fat, sugar, minerals, and cells. Cells and stuff. Cells are little conscious animal-like critters that make all the stuff. Every part of the body is cells and stuff. The tongue is cells and stuff. Your bones, your muscles, your heart, your brain, just cells and stuff. Here's the main point. If you're dealing with a health challenge, it doesn't matter from the perspective of chemistry, which is the perspective of healing, and reversing your Parkinson's, reversing your Alzheimer's, reversing your autoimmune disease, reversing whatever. It doesn't matter whether those cells are in the tongue or the bone or the brain or the skin or anywhere else. The reversal and the healing process is the same because it's all cells. And all cells are basically the same. It doesn't matter where the cells are breaking down. It matters that they're breaking down. And that's why when I consult or advise someone who has cancer, I tell them pretty much the same thing I tell somebody who has acne or heart disease or Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or osteoporosis or anything else. Because the cells of the brain, the bone, and the skin are all the same in the sense of what they love, what they want, what they need, and what they hate or don't want. All cells, no matter where they live in the body, no matter what type of cell they are, they get sick for the same reason, and this is where our power lies. This is why the bright side is such an inspiring message, such a powerful message. You don't need a doctor, and you certainly don't need a specialist. Has anybody ever had their health challenge eliminated by a specialist? Doubtful. Because specialists specialize in specific organs and specific structures in the body, but the diseases are cellular. They just show up at the organ level. This is the dirty little secret of medicine. Disease is cellular, and doctors can do nothing about cells except poison them. And all cells break down for the same darn reason. Starvation, suffocation, toxification, which leads to inflammation, which leads to more starvation, suffocation, and toxification. That's all you need to know about disease, by the way. Starvation, suffocation, toxification leads to inflammation, which is like a beaver's dam, blockades a specific area of the body, leading to more starvation, suffocation, and toxification, more inflammation, and on we go. And this is where the degenerative spiral keeps going downward. It's a negative feedback loop if you're like cybernetics, if you like computer talk. Starvation, suffocation, toxification ultimately leads to inflammation and more starvation, suffocation, and toxification. Now, we're talking about the skin, or more specifically skin cells, and because they're in constant dynamic movement, skin cells are dividing more rapidly than any other cell in the body. skin cells are especially dependent on nutrients that are involved in reproduction, cell division, cell growth. And the most important of all the nutrients for cell reproduction, division, growth, no matter where the cell is, but especially on the skin, is going to be vitamin A. That's for all cells, folks, and especially the skin because of how fast it's moving. All right, hang tight. We'll finish up on vitamin A. Take your phone calls as well. 844-236-6010 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this.
The polar vortex is here and expected to freeze over part of the U.S. Help is needed. Resources are often drained by people capable of caring for themselves, leaving those with the greatest needs to go without. Do your part by being prepared this winter. A supply of Go Foods will provide delicious nutrition, comfort, and security during hard times. Protect your community and call Go Foods at 1-800-648-9753 or on the web at www.storefoodnow.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Mike Stenerson from Midas Resources. At no time in history have precious metals been more important, certainly not in my 22 years in the industry. The dollar has lost over 90% of its value in the last 60 years. No fiat currency has ever survived the government printing presses. Ours is not immune. The time is now to be proactive. 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Anything tied to the dollar is at risk. CDs, annuities, 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, you name it, so decide. Do you want to leave a legacy of wealth or debt for your family? The choice is yours. Call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Be proactive, not reactive. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 116.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
The nation's largest independently owned and operated talk radio network. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. We're talking acne and skin health and skin care. If you're dealing with acne, you're dealing with a skin health challenge, understand that it is eminently reversible. And there's some pretty hideous skin diseases out there. There's one called acne inversa, hidradenitis suppurativa, which is absolutely hideous. I was talking to a guy last week who had it, and I told him, simple, easy. Not hard to treat the skin, folks. You don't need a dermatologist to do it, but you got to change your life. If you got a serious condition, and like hidradenitis suppurativa, it's where pus and infection come out of the follicles and the sweat glands. It's a really awful, painful condition. It's big boils and cysts on the skin. Super easy to reverse, though. This is what I can't understand. Nobody wants to have skin diseases. And given how easy they are to reverse, there's no reason why anybody has to have them. As far as acne goes, there's nothing, absolutely nothing that beats vitamin A. There's other nutrients that are as important as vitamin A, but there's nothing better than vitamin A. There's different kinds of vitamin A. Well, internally, you need about 20,000 international units of vitamin A. 20,000, maybe more. You could take 30,000, certainly at least 10,000 IU of vitamin A internally. Everybody should be taking at least 10,000 IU. But if you have acne, you want to take 20,000 or so IU a day. Vitamin A is also, however, very effective as a topical treatment for acne, but it has to be in the correct form. Most common form of topical vitamin A is called retinoic palmitate, and that's a cheap form. It's non-irritating, but what you get, the benefits you get from its gentleness, you lose in effectiveness. There's a balance between gentleness and effectiveness. What you're looking for is effectiveness and gentleness, a certain degree of gentleness. You don't want too much gentleness, you don't want too much effectiveness, because too much effectiveness can be toxic. So you want some kind of a balance. For the most part, vitamin A in the retinoic palmitate form is not going to give you a lot of medicinal or therapeutic benefits. So as important as it is, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get the vitamin A benefit that you want from most over-the-counter products which use this retinoic palmitate form. Vitamin A can be pretty active. Retinoic palmitate is a protected form of vitamin A. It's an inactive form of vitamin A. Ordinarily, vitamin A is so active that nobody wants to manufacture it, at least not in effective doses. There's a fine line between activity and irritation, between positive effect and negative effect. And no manufacturing company wants to deal with the risk that somebody's going to get irritation or have a complaint or get a rash. Also, the fact that vitamin A is unstable makes it difficult to work with. It breaks down quickly and it becomes ineffective quickly. And it also makes products look pretty crappy. Pharmacy settings, sometimes pharmacists who don't know skincare or skin health will sometimes try to mix vitamin A products into a cream, and it will break down. That's because vitamin A is powerful stuff, and that makes it unstable. The strongest form of vitamin A is retinoic acid, and this is the type that's used as a chemotherapy agent. It's the form that most of the vitamin A work in the body is done with retinoic acid. So it makes sense. Retinoic acid would be the most potent, strongest form of vitamin A for acne, and it is. But what's really interesting about retinoic acid, which is the active ingredient in Retin A, is you can use it for a lot more than just acne. Retinoic acid is an overall skin tonic. It's a vitamin, so it's healing. That means it improves dark spots. In fact, it's the best anti-pigment agent that there is. It's the gold standard for skin lightening. All other skin lightening agents, with the exception of perhaps the very toxic substance called hydroquinone, all the other skincare, and that's a prescription, all the other skin lightening agents are compared to retinoic acid. It's the gold standard for skin lightening. It's the gold standard for anti-aging. It's the gold standard for photo damage. It's a complete all-around skin health ingredient. It exfoliates as well as any peel. It improves acne, improves skin tone. It can help prevent fine lines and wrinkles. It can help reverse fine lines and wrinkles. It's FDA approved as a fine line and wrinkle remover or fine line and wrinkle reverser. It's especially effective for sun-damaged skin. And it even upregulates moisture factors in the long run. Although in the short run, retinoic acid can cause some dryness. Retinoic acid was first made available to the public in a product called Retin A. Some of you, I'm sure most of you have heard of Retin A. Retin A was developed as an anti-acne treatment, but it didn't take long before patients and doctors started to notice they could get anti-aging benefits too. I remember when I started my pharmacy career in the middle 1980s, Retin A was still kind of an unknown commodity. It had only come out maybe 10 years before. I remember I was starting my pharmacy career. Moms would come in with their teenagers to pick up their kids' Retin-A, which they would use for acne. It was supposed to last a month. Except a couple of weeks later, the mom would just come in without her kid, and she didn't want a refill for her kid's prescription, which is supposed to last a month. And at first, it didn't dawn on me what was happening, although I found it a bit strange what was going on here. Why was the Retin-A running out so quickly, and why was the mom coming in to get it without the kid? And later on, I found out what was happening was women were getting their kids' Retin-A and then using it and getting great anti-aging results. Eventually, insurance companies stopped paying for Retin-A prescriptions for adults. Within a couple years, Johnson & Johnson, the company that makes Retin-A, got wise, and they ended up getting a FDA indication for anti-aging, allowing it to be used, Retin-A to be used as an anti-aging product, allowing insurance companies to pay for it. And to this day, retinoic acid in the form of Retin-A remains the most popular, probably the only anti-aging topical prescription. It is, actually, I think, the only anti-aging topical prescription product specifically for wrinkles and aging. But retinoic acid, which is the active ingredient in Retin-A and other products too, tretinoin, emollient cream, topical, Renova, Refisa, Vita. These are different brand names of Retin-A, retinoic acid. But the problem with retinoic acid in the Retin-A form is it requires a prescription, and that means you got to go to the doctor. You got to deal with it go to the doctor every year. They want you to check. They want their piece of the action, basically. They say they want to check up every year. The doctor's got to write a prescription. You got to go fill out forms. You got to wait in line at the pharmacy. And by the way, there's fake forms of Retin-A that drug companies are developing or have developed, dapsone and tartazarine and adapalene. These are fake forms of vitamin A. They're not going to get you the benefits that retinoic acid is going to get you. There's more toxins that your liver has to deal with. In any case, you got to wait in line at the pharmacy. You got to deal with all kinds of problems, all kinds of headaches to get your Retin-A. So until now, if you want an effective vitamin A product for acne, you have to go to the doctor and get a prescription, which we would have to update every year, requiring another appointment, blah, blah, blah. And on top of that, the prescription stuff they give you is a really crappy product. Drug companies are not necessarily kind and gentle when it comes to their topical products and creams. Most topical prescription products are focused on the medicine, so the vehicle, the cream or the lotion that the active ingredient is in is usually irrelevant to the manufacturer, although it's not irrelevant to you or your skin. Retin-A is a particularly sloppy formulated product. The cream is really bad. The gel's a little bit better. And that might have something to do with the irritation that people get when they use Retin-A. To me, as a formulator, I've been designing skincare products for a long time. The marginalization of the carrier, the cream, the lotion, or the gel, the vehicle we call it, it's really unfortunate for a lot, for a lot of reasons. There's a lot you can do with the carrier, the vehicle, and there's a lot you shouldn't do. The typical skincare product that you buy in a department store is 70 to 80% water, sometimes up to 90% water. And then it has about 5-10% or so of a wax, 3 or 4% of an emulsifier. That brings all the oil and water together. It's got about 10% oil or fake oil sometimes they'll use, and maybe a little vitamin. In case of Retin-A, it's 0.1% or even 0.01%. Maybe they'll put a little plant extract in there, maybe a peptide, and then you get some preservative and fragrance. So basically 90% of your product when you buy it at the department store, even up to 95% sometimes, even 97% of your product isn't anything your skin needs, isn't anything your skin wants. It's really quite a ridiculous strategy to apply department store products. No matter what you hear from Cindy Crawford or Dr. Savak, who know nothing about formulating skincare products or the skin for that matter. All right. Got more to say here about vitamin A. I want to tell you about a third type of vitamin A that's very, very important and kind of a cross between the mild generic type.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case. Attention taxpayers. If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 877-345-7645. That's 877-345-7645. When you call, you get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you've been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately at 1-877-345-7645. That's 1-877-345-7645. 1-877-345-7645.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
If you constantly feel run down and tired, your pH level might be low and your body could be full of toxins. If what you drink is not at a pH level of 8 or higher, you are inviting bacteria and acid to thrive in your body. But there is something you can do. Simply add 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops to your water to help your body rid itself of acidic waste, increase oxygen, and raise your pH balance to optimum levels. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals in the world, alkalizing the water you drink, ridding your body of acidic waste and toxins, and helping you regain energy and vibrant health. And studies show viruses, bacteria, and toxins cannot survive in an alkaline, high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops at alkavision.com. That's ALKA vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins, but did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. bidbit.co.
Great minds think alike. The network for the independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
We're back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. You can also head over to my blog, Brightside, pharmacistpen.com, as well as criticalhealthnews.com. We update regularly with news stories as well as blog posts. You can order products directly off the websites as well. And you can sign up to join the Brightside Ben team right off the website for a one-time $10 fee. You can help spread the word about how important a good nutritional supplement program can be, make a little bit of money or make a lot of money as you so desire. and get your products at the wholesale price. Join our culture of health and nutrition and wellness, doctor-free, medicine-free, medical model-free health and nutrition. Our number 844-236-6010 on the bright side. Hang tight. We'll get to you. I just want to finish up. I've been talking about vitamin A for a long time. There's so many good nutritional supplements, topical as well as internal strategies, supplemental strategies you can use for acne. We've been talking about vitamin A for a while, so I just want to finish up a couple of things here about vitamin A, and then we'll get to your calls here in just a sec, so hang on. And we do have a couple lines open at 844-236-6010. So there's three types of vitamin A, the general form. I don't want to say generic form, but the typical form that you see in skincare products is called retinol palmitate. It's basically not going to do very much at all, actually, unless you use a lot of it. And most skincare products include retinol palmitate in their ingredient on their ingredient deck, maybe 1%, 2%. You really need to go 10% or 15% if you really want to get good retinol palmitate effects, and you're never going to see that. I actually formulated a product with 18% retinol palmitate, and I did get some good effects with that, although I did use other vitamins in that product. Anyway, retinol palmitate, not so much. Retinoic acid, man, that kicks butt. But it needs a prescription, and it does cause irritation, and a lot of that irritation, it has to do with the cream or the vehicle itself, although the retinoic acid does have some irritating properties too. But there's a third type of vitamin A, which from a technical biochemical standpoint is true vitamin A. Retinoic acid is a derivative of true vitamin A. Yes, it's strong, but it's not really true vitamin A. Likewise, retinol palmitate is a protected form of vitamin A, a derivative of vitamin A. The true vitamin A, the only true vitamin A, is called retinol. And that's pretty darn close to retinoic acid in terms of its effects. And in fact, there are enzymes that live in the skin that can turn the retinol into retinoic acid. Retinol basically has the same benefits that you get from retinoic acid. It'll lighten your skin. It'll reverse photo damage. It's awesome for acne. It accelerates healing. It's a general skin tonic like retinoic acid, but it's 100 times weaker. It's 100 times weaker than retinoic acid. So if you have a 0.05% retinoic acid product, that's a typical strength, you want 5% retinol to get the same kind of effect. In order to duplicate the effects of a 0.05% retinoic acid, you need a 5% cream or gel or topical product. But retinol, like retinoic acid, is still unstable, and it can still cause some irritation. But as far as over-the-counter acne treatment goes, nothing beats it. Absolutely nothing, but you got to have the right concentration. And my new Truth Treatment products, which some of you have asked me about, should be out here within a week or so. One of the most important products, is a 5% retinol gel, non-irritating, preservative-free, fragrance-free, oil-free, yuck-free, and it's non-irritating. That's the most important part. And you can use it for acne, you can use it for anti-aging. It is a treatment product. You don't need to go to the doctor to get it, and it has the same kind of strength as the prescription 0.05% retin A. So three forms of vitamin A, a weak form that isn't going to do too much, retinol palmitate, super strong form that you need a doctor's prescription for and that can cause some irritation. That's called retinoic acid. And then my favorite form, the best way to balance out the toxicity and the irritation of retinoic acid with the availability and accessibility of retinol palmitate is retinol. Look for high concentration. By the way, you're not going to find high concentration because it's unstable and it does cause some irritation. The most you're going to find if you go to the department store, or even a salon, or even a doctor's office is around 1%. That's the most. If you use my Truth Treatment products, you're going to get a 5% non-irritating form, preservative-free, fragrance-free. And that's going to be something that you're going to want to use if you have acne or you're interested in exploiting or leveraging the power of vitamin A for anti-aging, skin lightening effects, or general health tonic, topical health tonic effects. And we'll be talking about that here in the next few days. Truth Treatment products, retinol gel. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. Got folks been hanging on for a long time here. Let's go to Nancy in Tennessee. What's up, Nancy? Welcome to the bright side.
I'm listening to you talk about vitamin A, and I have had a question for a while. I have one for my grandbaby, too, I need to ask you. But could you take the soft gel vitamin A and just sort of mix that with some vitamin E and some creams for your face?
Well, theoretically you can. The problem, you got to have a couple problems. First of all, that's the form that they put in the capsules is retinol palmitate usually. And as I was saying before we went, as I've been saying, retinol palmitate is a very ineffective form of vitamin A. It's very ineffective. You might get some mild effects, but it's not really a great form of vitamin A. Yes, theoretically you could do it. Of course, then you're using a cream, and then you're going to get the preservatives and the fragrance and all the crap they put in the cream. So, it's better than nothing, probably. It's, better than just the plain cream if you mix some vitamin A and vitamin E. But really, you want to look for retinol to really get the vitamin A effects.
Okay. And the same question about a vitamin A capsule, could you squeeze that into applesauce for a child? To
Sure.
My 2-year-old grandson, who I'm beginning to believe has vitamin A deficiency. And,
Well, you can do it theoretically. The thing about vitamin A, though, is, and all fat-soluble vitamins, there's 4 fat-soluble vitamins, D, E, A, and K, and they work together, especially A and D. And actually K, for that matter. They all work together. So if you're just giving your baby vitamin A, you could throw off the balance. So if you're going to do that, you might want to use an A and D capsule, which has both A and D in it, and then maybe make sure that the baby's doing kind of vitamin K producing, vitamin K stimulating foods, things like fiber, algae, a kefir, yogurt, things that have vitamin K in them or that promote vitamin K activity in the body, vitamin K production in the body. Vitamin K is made by bacteria in the gut. So anything that's good for the baby's gut is going to be good for vitamin K, and that includes fiber, and that includes probiotics. So the best way to get vitamin K is to make sure that his digestive system is strong and perhaps eating it, and you want to use that with the vitamin A and D. Vitamin E is a little bit different. It's not necessary, I don't believe, that a baby supplements with that. So you might, if you're going to do that, make sure he's getting enough vitamin K and then enough vitamin D as well. Use A and D capsules perhaps, and then some. Make sure the baby is getting digestive support for the vitamin K.
Okay.
Does that help?
All right. That helps a lot.
Okay, good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's see. Jeffrey in Wisconsin. Welcome to the Bright Side. What's up?
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
I have a casual friend I encounter sometimes at the local watering hole who has a serious, very hideous skin disease. He's got bumps, big bumps all over his face, head, hands.
That's terrible.
I assume arms and everything else. Now, he told me once, I got enough nerve to ask him what it was, but I didn't write it down. It has 3 names, but I thought that you might recognize what I'm talking about.
Well, I've seen bumps on the skin, and bumps on the skin usually mean that there's something going on in the deeper layers, and that's where your immune system is located, especially something called the lymph, which we talked about in the past. Hang tight, got to take a break, but I will address this when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. Got a line open for you, 844-236-6010. We're talking skin health on The Bright Side. Got to take a break. We'll come back with more good health information right after this.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on health care by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare. Visit brightsideben.com and listen to Doc Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join the Brightside Ben team. Go to brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
Improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866. If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. We're talking to Jeffrey in Wisconsin. Skin bumps. You there, Jeffrey?
Yes.
All right, so the first thing to recognize is that skin bumps come from the lower levels of the skin. This is where the immune system is located. Skin bumps almost always mean that you have a defensive response. Probably something is clogging up the vessels, the circulatory system called lymph, which lives in the dermis, the lower levels of the skin. When that lymph gets clogged up, things can push upwards, and that looks like a bump. I don't know the specific disease you're talking about, but skin bumps are kind of a generic skin response.
Balls. You know, I mean, they actually look like balls that are attached to the skin. And they can be as large.
Or they hang off the surface? Do they hang off the surface of the skin?
Yes, kind of like, yes.
Okay, that's a little different. Go ahead.
All over his body.
Okay, now that's a little bit different. Now, you're not talking about a bump that's pushing upwards. You're talking about something that's hanging off of the skin? Those are two different things. Okay, that's a little different then. The skin bumps would be indicative of a defensive response. What you're talking about is more like a tag that's hanging off the skin? Yeah. Is that what you're thinking? Okay, that's called a skin tag, and that's usually a sign of blood sugar problems, diabetes and such. If not full-blown diabetes, then pre-diabetes, and that's how you want to think of that. Digestive support and blood sugar support. Is he a big guy, little guy, skinny guy, fat guy?
He's very big. He's at least 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, you're probably looking at a blood sugar condition. You want to treat that, number one, all the blood sugar stuff. That means restricting your intake of fast-burning sweets and sugars and carbohydrates and breads and flours and desserts. And then, if not, zero tolerance, which is if he's covered with skin tags, he's probably he probably should have zero tolerance for those kinds of foods, but at least restricting the intake of those kinds of foods. This is for everybody who's dealing with blood sugar problems, which is over 100 million Americans. 1 out of 3 Americans, at least, is dealing with a blood sugar problem. Not as dramatic as your friend, probably, but still they're there. So everybody listen up here. For blood sugar issues, you want to restrict your intake of fast-burning carbohydrates, processed carbohydrates, sugars, flours, fruit juice, all that. When I say restrict, zero tolerance is the best, but at least limit. The best way to get off of those kinds of foods is more protein and more fat, especially coconut oil and whey protein, but more protein and more fat in general. I'm not talking about potato chip fat here, obviously. I'm talking about healthy fats, essential fatty acids, and nutritional oils, and coconut oil and butter and such. And then use electrical nutrients. Your electrical nutrients are the most important sugar metabolizing nutrients, and that includes sulfur and selenium, the ultimate selenium, the sweeties, chromium, vanadium, the B vitamins. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine is a great source of the B vitamins. The Z radical has blood sugar stabilizing properties, so using the Z radical as well. And then there's a very, very important relationship between gut bacteria and diabetes. You're not going to hear this from your doctor. This is only something we've understood the last few years. So unless your doctor just graduated from medical school and is up on nutrition and the health of the digestive system, he probably doesn't know that there's a very, very important connection between gut bacteria and blood sugar control. So keeping your digestive system pristine, operating correctly, avoiding problem foods, using digestive enzymes, and anything you can do to support gut bacteria is going to help with blood sugar control. That means the ultimate, the biolumin nightly essence. That means the ultimate enzymes. That means fermented foods, kefir, yogurt. Get the book, The Art of Fermentation. Fiber also can help support gut bacteria. Gut bacteria feed on fiber and they proliferate. Fiber acts as a prebiotic. All the strategies that you can think of for supporting the digestive system, apple cider vinegar, also after meals. So, number 1, blood sugar. Number 2, consider all the digestive support strategies we talk about on the bright side, especially around gut bacteria. Does that help you, Jeffrey?
It helps me. Hopefully, it'll help this gentleman.
You can lead a horse to water. You can lead a horse to water. But thanks for your concern.
He seems to think that it's a genetic thing.
Yeah. Well, anybody who says that doesn't really understand how genetics work. So there's no genetic things like that. There's predispositions perhaps, but it really has to do with how he's living his life.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you. God bless you, man. Have a beautiful day, Jeffrey. Okay, Wes in Idaho. What's up, my friend? How you doing?
Pretty good. Pharmacist Ben, do you know about Miracle Mineral Solution by Humble, a chlorine dioxide that's being used to treat malaria and autism, and also a Dr. Andreas Kalker is an advocate of it?
Well, chlorine dioxide is great stuff, that's for sure. It's actually used it's great mouthwash if you can find it. I was trying to formulate a mouthwash with it many years ago and I couldn't find. Stabilized chlorine dioxide has to be stabilized. So stabilized chlorine dioxide is very powerful stuff, very good stuff. I don't know about treating autism, though. That doesn't make sense to me. Autism is a digestive issue, and the last thing you want to do is kill bacteria if you have autism. How does chlorine dioxide know whether to kill the good bacteria or the bad bacteria? That doesn't sound like that sounds a little bit on the scammery side to me. As far as malaria goes, though, chlorine dioxide kills things, so it makes sense that it would kill the malaria. It would kill the little critter that causes malaria. But I don't know about autism. What's the name of this doctor?
The doctor is not a medical doctor. He's a German, Andreas Kalker, Kalker. He's some kind of a I've forgotten. This Mr. Humble that discovered it was mining gold down in.
I don't get into those stories. Those sound like marketing stories to me, and it's really kind of nasty when you throw marketing stories in.
YouTube, I'd like to see people healed of autism.
I don't think you heal autism. You correct it or reverse it. Here's the deal with autism. Yeah, autism to me, everything I've read a lot about it. It's a digestive health condition. It involves gut bacteria. Most kids who have autism start off with some kind of digestive health complaints. I don't know necessarily that you could kill things to cure autism. Is somebody saying that on YouTube?
Yes, there's all kinds of testimonies on YouTube for this MMS, Miracle Mineral Solution by Humble. Is the guy that discovered it. It's not something that is patented or invented. It's chlorine dioxide.
Well, why do they call it a miracle? What's the miracle thing?
Well,
I'm sorry. Why do they call it minerals? I didn't mean miracles. Why do they call it minerals?
I guess it actually gets people cured of malaria.
Where's the minerals? Where's the minerals in it?
4 hours. I'm not sure why it is named Miracle Mineral Solution. I am just.
I smell a scam. I don't want to go out on a limb and say what it is because I don't know what it is, but I don't know it exactly. I'll look into it, but I smell a scam. As far as chlorine dioxide goes, that's tried and true, no doubt about it. As far as killing parasites like malaria parasites, that makes a little bit of sense to me. I can kind of see that. But as far as autism goes, I don't know. Who's Jim Humble, by the way? Is he a doctor? Is he a scientist or researcher? What's his deal?
He was an aerospace engineer. I don't know how he came upon it exactly. I was saying he was mining gold in South America, and a bunch of his workers got malaria, and he came up with this solution. That's as well as I can describe it. It's all over YouTube. There are all kinds of people saying that it's worked for him. I like.
All right, I'm open. I'm open. I don't want to be closed-minded about things. I just kind of smell scammy to me, but I'll be open-minded. I'll check it out. MMS, huh? Jim Humble, you said his name was?
Yes. Actually, there's a testimony by a gal named Michelle who was on it for 1.5 years, and you can see it in the pictures. Her face is a bit puffy. She's not a bad-looking young lady, but I'll tell you, she's absolutely elegant looking after 1.5 years of this stuff.
All right, you know what? I will take that under advisement. You give me some good tips sometimes, Wes. I'm going to take that under advisement. Jim Humble, MMS.
And don't you kind of need to make a distinction between vitamin K1 and K2?
And
They're
K3.
Very, very.
Yes, they are. And K3, which is the drug form of vitamin. Absolutely, you got to make a distinction.
I wouldn't touch K3, anything synthesized. Pharmacy comes from the word pharmakia, which means sorcery, witchcraft, and poison. No thanks. I'll stay away from that.
Yeah, K1 and K2, though, your point is well taken. K1 has a little bit more clotting properties, but for the all-around benefits, K2 is really the best way to go. Probably a blend of K1 and K2 if you want to do it right. But if I had to pick one or the other, I would certainly pick K2. You get better bone health benefits and blood circulation benefits, etc. For clotting, though, K1 is the clotting vitamin. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Real quick, Wes.
Brower, Dr. Brower, I guess that it's on occasionally right before you, and he's talking about calcium. You don't want to overdo calcium.
Absolutely. Calcium is very misunderstood. I got to move on, Wes. End of the program.
K2 directs calcium to the bones and
You're right. This is true. Wes, I got to let you go, man. Thank you so much for the tips, though. I appreciate it. And thank you to all my smart listeners. I love my smart listeners. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for your calls and letters and support. I appreciate it. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You've been listening to The Bright Side. Have yourselves a spectacular, wonderful, awesome day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610.